Hello my fellow miner, what are you looking at right now? Well, that got weird pretty fast, let's move on. Today we're going to have a look at CMiner's second release, version 21.12.15. That's a pretty hefty version number considering it's the second release. What is interesting about this version is that it contains a beta version or beta support for LHR Unlock. So that is what we're going to be testing today. You may ask yourself, why would the donkey ever test a beta version? Well, in this case it's actually so we can track progress. Many claim that CMiner is the best full hash rate miner right now, and maybe it will be the best LHR miner client as well. Time will tell. CMiner is relatively new and it's missing a lot of common features like the ability to set your memory clock or your core clock. They are non-existing and you can only mine Ethereum. So that makes it quite simple actually when it comes to what you should use it for. You should use it for Ethereum. I really hope that they will add Ravencoin and Ergo support as Ethereum proof of work is on its way to the trash can. I will show how you set it up in HiveOS, Windows and NiceHash. If you saw my latest video, then you can easily skip this part. It's a copy paste from the previous, the card introduction and what we're going to test. Quickly moving on like a ninja, we're going to have a look at the RTX 3060 LHR version 2 from Zotac Gaming. It has been working perfectly, in very good quality to be honest. The RTX 3060 Ti from Asus, their top series. No, that is actually the wrong picture. There. Now we have the right one. The graphic card comes with 2 balls of steel in each fan. Military grade. Yes. A piano was dropped on my head as a kid, so I am legally excused. Then we have the RTX 3070 iChill 4X from Inno3D. It's actually surprisingly good. The quality is top notch. I have not changed anything. It's super cool actually. And then of course it comes with lots of RGBs that you cannot turn off via the software because the software part sucks. But it doesn't matter because more RGBs, more mega hash. Up next we have the RTX 3070 Ti from Zotac Gaming, also known as the DIY 3070 Ti because it drops thermal padding and comes with screws that have fallen out. I actually expected the quality to be on par with their RTX 3060. Oh boy was I wrong, what a pile of poop. And then we have the RTX 3080 LHR from Gigabyte, Vision Overclock Revision 2. It's actually quite good looking, but I wish you could get it in black brushed metal instead, even though it doesn't really matter because it's part of my mining rig and I never see it. And now it's time for the last card, the RTX 3080 Ti from Inno3D iChill X4. Yes, I'm very well aware that it looks exactly like their RTX 3070 edition. It is. Actually, the pictures are also exactly the same, so I had to take the one with the box. I said their graphic card is good quality, not their software and definitely not their homepage. That is a very good example of what happens when you take a back-end software developer and put him or her to make a homepage. If you haven't subscribed, Uncle Donkey would very much like you to hit subscribe and afterwards that bell notification. Yes, the bell, so you can get spammed even while you sit on the toilet. I mean, who doesn't want to get a random notification at random times around the clock? It is very nice. So remember to hit the bell notification and you will get unwanted messages all the time. It's time to have a look at the overclock settings for the RTX 3060 LHR version 2. I locked the core clock to 1552 and set the memory clock to 2600, which is 1300 in Windows and 1300 in HiveOS in Windows as well. For Windows and HiveOS users, you create badges based upon what you see here. For HiveOS user, you can get your NiceHash Stratum URL from nicehash.com. I will drop a link in the description as well so you can go in and generate what you need. Now let's have a look at the overclock settings for the RTX 3060 Ti mining Ethereum via Cminer. I locked the core clock to 1350 and set the memory clock to 2100 in HiveOS, which is 1050 in Windows, and HiveOS Windows 1050 as well. Depending on if you mine directly or use HiveOS, you create a batch based upon what you see here. The NVIDIA SMI command will lock your graphic card core. You are of course welcome to use MSI Afterburner's curved settings to do it instead. Now let's have a look at the overclock settings for the RTX 3070 LHR mining Ethereum. I locked the core clock to 1125 and the memory clock to 2600, which is 1300 in Windows. For Windows and HiveOS users, create a batch based upon what you see here. It is too bad they don't support setting memory clock and core clock via configuration yet. Now let's have a look at the overclock settings for the RTX 3070 Ti mining Ethereum via Cminer. I locked the core clock at 1050 and set the memory clock to 2400. That is 1200 for NiceHash and Windows users. Again, for NiceHash and Windows users, you can either create a batch upon what you see here or modify an existing. There are actually some when you download the miner. Now it's time to have a look at the overclock settings for the RTX 3080 LHR mining Ethereum via Cminer. I locked the core clock to 1500 and the memory clock to 3400, which is 1700 in Windows for Windows and HiveOS users. If you're using Windows or HiveOS, you can either create a new batch file based upon what you see here or modify some of the existing files. Now let's have a look at the final card. The overclock settings for the RTX 3080 Ti mining Ethereum using Cminer. I locked the core clock to 1200 and set the memory clock to 2600. That is 1300 in Windows. For Windows and NiceHash Windows users, either create new batch file based upon what you see here or modify the existing based upon what you see here. Now let's have a look at the average based upon the reported results. First up is the RTX 3060 LHR version 2. 34.2 MHz per second at 103 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.332. Now let's have a look at the RTX 3060 Ti LHR. 41.5 MHz per second at 122 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.340. Now let's have a look at the RTX 3070 LHR's average results. 43.1 MHz per second at 110 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.392. Moving on to the RTX 3070 Ti. 55.2 MHz per second at 182 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.303. Next up is the average reported results for the RTX 3080 LHR. 71.8 MHz per second at 237 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.303. So the inefficiency tie of the 3070 Ti and 3080 is on. Will the battle for being the most inefficient card continue in next episode? Time will tell. Now let's have a look at the final card, the RTX 3080 Ti. 83.1 MHz per second at 258 watts, which gives an efficiency of 0.322. Now that we have all the results, we can compare it to another miner, another first gen LHR unlock miner, NanoMiner. Looking at the results here, I obviously cannot see a reason to use Cminer right now, even though it is a beta version. I would say that if they gave some incentive to use their beta version, like a fee of 0% if you have LHR cards, I would most likely run it just for the sake of testing it. But hopefully they will correct that in the next version, or their LHR unlock will work better. But still, congrats to the Cminer team. It's a very good first beta of an LHR unlock, and I would say that a new team working on LHR unlock is a huge bonus for all of us miners. Now my own personal wishlist: for the love of donkey farts, please let me clock my cards directly from the batch file. Let me set my own LHR value and let me see how many times the card have locked and what LHR value is being used. Now, if you, the viewer, skipped everything and went directly to the results, then now is the time for you to subscribe, because I will definitely test the next version and all future versions of all LHR miners. And I apologize for sounding a bit tired, but I had to watch the latest season of The Witcher, so I stayed up the entire night just watching it. It was awesome. Anyway, see you in the next one.